So the first exercise for today is the squat. We're going to show you 3 variations of all exercises, and the most beginner exercise we're going to be doing is the squat with a chair behind you. So all you want to do to set up is have your feet roughly shoulder width apart, whatever is comfy for you. You can have your toes turned out, and then with your chest up, shoulders back, then bending at the hips with the weight back to touch the chair and raise up again. The idea is not to have your weight resting on the chair, but just to touch for depth and coming straight back up and continuing to do the whole set. Okay, so the second variation is a bodyweight squat. From here, same stance setting up, but coming down as deep as possible, ideally with the femur or thigh coming to parallel to the ground or the hip crease just below the top of the knee. Again, chest and shoulders are straight up with the head neutral. For our third variation, to make this a little bit harder, you can add a pause down the bottom. Now you can either pause for 1 second, up to 10 seconds, choose your own difficulty, but the idea is to hold nice and stable and then come up in a controlled manner and completing that for all reps. Okay, second exercise we're doing is the lunge. For the first variation, it is just a straight inline lunge. So here you want to step about 1.5 times your regular step pace with your chest up, coming straight down, knees at 90 degrees. Be careful not to touch your knee to the ground, as we want to keep that muscle activated and nice and stable. Continuing for all reps and then changing legs. The next variation is a lateral lunge. This is where you're coming off to the side, keeping that chest up, but still sinking down so your thigh is essentially parallel to the ground. Alternating legs if possible, however this is a stability issue. Continue on the single leg to do all reps before changing legs. The third variation is a clock lunge. This is starting by coming straight out and then at a 45-degree angle, 90-degree angle, and repeating for all angles until back at front. When you do the reverse, please make sure you change your legs over. That way you'll be able to get over to the left side nice and easily. Take this at your own pace and make sure you're nice and stable through all movements. The third exercise we're doing is glute bridges. The first variation is having both feet flat on the ground, knees bent quite close to your hips. The closer they are, the easier the exercise. And then with palms flat, back nice and flat, and shoulders flat on the ground, raising your hips up to form a straight line between shoulders and knees. Second variation is a single leg glute bridge. This is done by keeping that foot flat and then the other one extended. The further out, the harder. If you leave it bent, it is an easier variation of that. And again, raising so the hips are straight between shoulder and knee. Third variation for the glute bridges is to have your feet elevated on a surface. Now you can use a couch, chair, stool, whatever you have that is sturdy. If it is slightly unstable, please place it against a wall or another sturdy surface. Doing this, you then again raise your hips until they are straight between the knees and shoulders. This increases the weight and tension on the glute muscles. So the fourth exercise is a Romanian deadlift, commonly known as an RDL, and this is done with both legs quite straight with a slight bend of the knees down at the bottom of the movement, keeping your hands nice on the front of your thighs and sliding all the way down. This keeps the center of gravity in the middle of your foot and your hips are pushing backwards throughout the beginning of the motion. Second variation for the RDL is a single leg RDL. So this is exactly the same movement, but balancing on one leg, keeping it elevated and touching the ground. If you want to leave one hand coming down by your side throughout the movement to help with balance, or coming out from the side 90 degrees from your shoulder, you absolutely can. The idea is to stay balanced and have a controlled movement. Cool. The third variation for the RDL is by adding weight. Now you can do this with dumbbells, a bag, bottles of milk, bottles of oil, whatever you have that's easy to hand, or alternatively a resistance band placed under the feet. By doing this, you're literally overloading the muscles, but still maintaining those weights, bottles of milk, whatever it may be, close to the thighs to keep that gravity, or that center of gravity. The last exercise for today is a bicycle, which is a core movement. You can start in this position with your back flat on the ground, slightly crunched up. This allows you to bring your elbows straight to your knee and alternate to begin the movement. The first level is 10 reps, so 10 on each leg. And then second level, 20 reps. Third level, 30 reps.